Hey hustlers, Larry Mike here, and today we're diving into a topic that's crucial for every freelancer out there: contracts. Whether you're a seasoned freelancer or you're just starting out, understanding the ins and outs of freelance contracts is a game changer. So let's break it down. All right, let's kick things off with the essentials. Tip number 1, clearly define your scope of work. This is the backbone of your contract. Be crystal clear about what you're delivering, when, and how. Tip number 2, include payment terms. Specify rates, payment schedule, and any additional fees. This avoids surprises down the road. And tip number 3, specify communication channel. Clearly outline the primary channels for communication to avoid misunderstanding and delays. Now let's talk about ownership and rights. Tip number 4, include a non-disclosure agreement known as an NDA. If your work involves sensitive information, an NDA adds an extra layer of protection. Tip number 5, clearly state revisions policy. You need to avoid endless revisions by setting a limit and clarifying the process for additional edits. And tip number 6, consider a confidentiality clause, especially relevant if you're working on projects that involve proprietary information. Time is money, freelancers. Here's tip number 7 for you. Set realistic deadlines. Don't underestimate the time your work will take. Be honest and factor in a buffer time. Tip number 8, include late payment penalties. Motivate clients to stick to the agreed upon timeline by incorporating penalties for late payments. And tip number 9, define project milestones. Break down the project into milestones with associated deadlines for better project management. Folks, negotiation is an art. Tip number 10, include a kill fee. Protect yourself financially if the project is terminated prematurely. Tip number 11, define communication response times. Clearly state the expected response times to maintain efficient communication. And tip number 12, consider a rate escalation clause. For long-term projects, incorporate a clause that allows for adjustments to your rate over time. Now let's talk about pitfalls. Tip number 13, beware of scope creep. Clearly define what's included in your scope and indicate that additional work will come at an additional cost. Tip number 15, include a force majeure clause. Protect yourself from unforeseen events that might impact project delivery. Disputes happen. Tip number 16, document everything. Keep records of all communications and agreements. It can be invaluable in case of a dispute. Tip number 17, consider legal fee allocation. Clearly state how legal fees will be handled in the event of a dispute. And tip number 18, set a cooling off period. If tensions rise, having a period where both parties step back before taking legal action can be beneficial. And there you have it, folks, the Freelancer's Guide to Contracts. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more legal wisdom for your side hustle. This is Larry Mike, signing off. Keep hustling and negotiating those contracts like a pro.